The sky was empty. That was the first thing the aliens noticed when they came to Earth. A silent blue canvas, painted wide and endless, without the clutter of orbital rings, without star fortresses crowding the firmament, without fleets constantly glinting like jewels in orbit. To the great civilizations of the galaxy, the Terran skies looked pitiful. No defense platforms. No weaponized moons. No shimmering energy grids. Just clouds, birds, and the occasional passenger jet that looked like a toy compared to their titanic dreadnoughts. "Charming," sneered Admiral Karash of the Threx Dominion, his mandibles clicking with disdain as he gazed down at the blue-green orb. "Like a child's playpen. Empty, vulnerable, undefended." Beside him, sipping from a chipped ceramic mug of coffee that smelled faintly of burnt toast, stood Elias Mercer. Human liaison. Civilian, technically. He wore a rumpled Earth Navy jacket over a t-shirt that said "World's Okayest Strategist." He smiled pleasantly, because smiling was something humans did when they were calculating 15 different ways to ruin your day. "Well," Elias said, swirling his coffee, "we like to keep things minimalist. It's an aesthetic. Very popular in Scandinavian furniture design." The Admiral clicked again, not understanding but deeply certain it was an insult. "Minimalist? This is negligence. Empty sky is suicide in a galaxy of predators." Elias raised his mug in salute. "Funny thing about empty skies. They're great for echoes." The Admiral ignored him, already barking orders to his entourage. Ships swept over Earth's atmosphere, scanning, probing. The other alien delegates followed, a mixed bag of species: the insectoid Marn, the serpentine Valith, the towering crystalline Aurelian. Each carried the smug certainty of civilizations that had survived for millennia. Humanity, in their eyes, was a latecomer, a primitive upstart, a species that hadn't even bothered to armor its homeworld. And Elias, he was their entertainment. "Human," rasped the Valith ambassador, her scaled coils coiling and uncoiling restlessly. "Why do you not fortify your sky? Are you so naive? Or so arrogant?" "Oh, a little of both," Elias said cheerfully. He took another sip. "We've got a saying, never show all your cards at the table." The Admiral snorted. "Cards? You play games while your planet is exposed." Elias grinned. "Constantly. You should see us on game night. People have lost friendships over Monopoly." They didn't understand, of course. That was fine. Elias wasn't talking to them. Not really. He was talking to the sky. Curiosity became tension when the first sound came. A low rumble, distant yet growing, like a thunderstorm rolling across a prairie. The alien fleet noticed it before they saw anything. Their sensors fuzzed, readings scrambled, as though the atmosphere itself was rebelling. The Admiral's mandibles twitched. "What is that interference?" "Oh, that," Elias said innocently. "That's not interference. That's an overture." And then they saw it. A streak. Then another. Then dozens. Trails of fire cutting up through the blue, contrails splitting the sky open like a canvas being slashed by a mad painter. "Missiles," shouted one of the Marn. "No," Elias corrected gently, his smile sharpening. "Planes. Old-fashioned. Atmospheric warbirds. Thought we'd start small." The alien fleet laughed. Actually laughed. A ripple of condescending amusement echoed across the comms. Fighters? Primitive jets? Against void-hardened dreadnoughts that had swallowed stars? It was adorable. At least until the planes began to change. Wings folded. Panels shifted. Engines roared with something not entirely chemical. What looked like antique jets unfolded into forms sleeker, deadlier, impossibly agile, half mechanical, half something else. The first squadron knifed past the lead dreadnought at Mach speeds that sensors struggled to track. Alien shields flared. Not from impact. From sound. Thunder rolled. Real thunder. Amplified, weaponized, tuned to frequencies that rattled alloy bones and fried delicate sensors. Every pass of the Terran warbirds brought shock waves like artillery. Elias tapped his mug with a finger in rhythm to the sonic booms. You asked why our sky was empty. It wasn't. It was waiting. Fear crept in. The warbirds weren't alone. More shapes rose, sleek black silhouettes erupting from hidden desert bases, from disguised ocean platforms, from silos buried under farmland that had once grown corn. Entire squadrons filled the sky, weaving in impossible patterns, each sonic boom a drumbeat of war. The alien fleet reeled. Weapons fired blindly, but the humans were too fast, too unpredictable. They danced through barrages with the ease of predators toying with prey. Impossible, hissed the Aurelian, crystalline facets flickering in panic. These craft are archaic. Obsolete. Funny word, obsolete. Elias mused. Humans hear it and think, what if we made it dangerous again? A squadron of Terran craft Dove split into 1,000 mirrored decoys, then reformed on the other side of an alien cruiser. Their thunder shattered its hull plating. Another pass ripped open its hangars. The Admiral's voice cracked with disbelief. This is not technology. This is madness. Oh, we specialize in that, Elias said warmly. You should see our politics. The desert of Earth below echoed with each boom, and the ocean sprayed fountains from shockwaves. The sky, once empty, was now alive with thunder. The aliens rallied, as great empires always do. Dreadnoughts repositioned. Fleets formed defensive spheres. Energy grids lit the heavens with lances of plasma. But the humans weren't done. The second wave came from orbit. Not ships. Not fleets. Just objects. Hundreds of them. Thousands. Metallic canisters plummeting like falling stars, their descent burning bright. The Admiral screamed, "Nuclear warheads? You would incinerate your own planet." Elias's smile never wavered. Not warheads. Seeds. The canisters burst open mid-fall. From them unfolded swarms, drones, wings glittering like steel locusts, each carrying miniature emitters. They joined the warbirds, amplifying the symphony of thunder until the atmosphere itself became a weapon. Alien comms collapsed. Sensors fried. Shield harmonics failed. And through the chaos, the Terran fleet finally appeared. Not sleek like the aliens. Not elegant. Human ships were blunt, scarred, utilitarian things, more like sledgehammers than swords. They slid from the shadows of the moon, hulls painted matte black, weapons bristling like porcupine quills. The sky screamed with their arrival. Ah! Elias sighed happily. Fashionably late, as always. Galaxy-wide chaos ignited. The alien fleet broke. Ships scattered, fleeing the thunder. Some tried to surrender. Their signals were drowned in sonic storms. Others fought to the last, firing blindly until warbirds gutted them. The once proud armada of the Threx Dominion fractured into shards, littering Earth's orbit with wreckage. But it wasn't just about victory. It was about message. The galaxy was watching. Hundreds of eyes across dozens of empires tuned to the live feeds of the battle, expecting to see humanity humbled. Instead, they saw the sky itself become a weapon. They saw thunder harnessed into doctrine. They saw predators who had hidden their claws, biding their time, waiting for the perfect stage. And they understood, too late, that Earth had never been defenseless. It had simply been quiet. The climax was merciless. The Admiral's flagship, crippled and burning, drifted over Earth's stratosphere. Elias finally set down his empty mug. Human, the Admiral rasped over failing comms. Why hide this? Why pretend weakness? Elias adjusted his jacket, smiling with that polite menace that made his words colder than any weapon. Because, he said softly, emptiness is an invitation. And we do love it when our enemies RSVP. The flagship exploded in silence, the sound swallowed by the rolling symphony of thunder. Resolution came quietly. The sky cleared. Smoke faded. Warbirds circled once before descending to hidden nests. The Terran fleet returned to orbit's shadow. The drones dissolved back into seeds, vanishing into oceans and deserts. Within hours, the sky was empty again. The galaxy, however, would never see it as empty. Not anymore. Elias stood alone, coffee mug dangling loosely from his hand, staring up at the blue expanse. He whispered, mostly to himself, "Funny thing about thunder. You never see it. You only hear it. And by the time you do—" He tipped his hat. "It's already too late." The galaxy trembled. The legend began. And humanity smiled. Because the sky was never empty. It was waiting.